Welcome to Leaders in Action. I'm Robin Trimmingham of the Olderhood Group, and my guests today are Fiona Swindell, who is the volunteer coordinator for the UK Alzheimer Society, and Michelle Sims, who is a volunteer. And this is part 3 of our conversation. And in this segment, we're chatting about volunteering for the Alzheimer Society. Welcome back, ladies.
Hi, Bev. Nice to see you again.
Well,
yeah, lovely to see you.
Anybody who missed the second segment, it's packed full of helpful information. So if this is the first time you're finding us, please go back and watch segment 2. Today, Fiona, let's chat about how did you first become interested in working with the Alzheimer's Society?
So my dad had vascular dementia. So at that time, he had brain cancer as well. So I don't think we made as much of the Alzheimer Society as we could have done.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had the opportunity to apply for a job with the Society, I was really keen to find out more and help other people to make the best of what the Society could offer. So I started off as a dementia support worker, and then came into a role supporting volunteers in Singing for the Brain, and then the volunteering role recruiting people. So I'm a member of a national team at the moment of people who support our colleagues to recruit the volunteers that they need to make sure that we can reach as many people as possible who need the support of the Society. And we really couldn't do a fraction of what we achieve with the fantastic volunteers that we've got, like Michelle, who I'm really pleased has come on board in the companion calls role.
Yes, for me, it was a very similar story. So my nan had dementia. I watched a very active lady become almost childlike, is the only way I can kind of explain it. I was quite young when she passed, but I can remember those last interactions with her. So upon seeing this, I just thought, if I can help someone kind of traverse that journey, whether it's just making that loneliness go away a little bit, or certainly just give someone just an hour of my time that just isn't about them caring for the person they're looking after, it just seemed like a great opportunity to give back.
I think that the work that both of you do is highly commendable. Explain to everybody what sort of volunteer opportunities exist, because I know you're always looking for more volunteers.
So the companion calls role is quite new in some ways, because it was a response to COVID and not being able to do the face-to-face volunteering that we were doing before. But it's proved really, really popular, and we're going to carry on having the companion call service at least for the next 18 months or so, and then review it. So the sorts of other roles that we have some group volunteers who do Singing for the Brain and some peer support groups, as well as helping with some of the dementia cafes that we would be running in normal times.
Sorry, what's a dementia cafe?
So a dementia cafe is a group for a person with dementia and somebody who's caring for them to go along and do all sorts of different activities together, getting information, just having a bit of social time with other people who are in a similar situation. Yeah. Yes, getting out of the house, which can be really useful. And we do have other volunteers who support us in contacting people who are affected by dementia. So sometimes carers, maybe a person with dementia, just to check in and see if there's any information or support or advice that they need, and then signpost them on either to other services within the Society or to external services. And we have people who help us with our volunteering, which again is so vital. We have some people who have experience of dementia, and they help us with our research. So they look at bids for research funding, and they bring that perspective to the research and make recommendations about which bits of research they think should be conducted. So that's really, really helpful. So really, anywhere within the society, you might have volunteers who are helping with admin or other backroom tasks as well.
Now, I'm sure that there are lots of people who will see this video who would potentially like to volunteer in some way, but maybe it's a little intimidating to start. Michelle, tell us, what was the training process like?
Yeah, we had lots of training, actually. I had to complete several modules. It talked about how to handle those calls. So in terms of someone living with dementia, for example, might need me to speak a lot slower than I would do normally. And then in terms of their processing, to be comfortable with the silence after my question, because they might just need a few more seconds than you and I to process what I've asked them. It spoke about the society a little bit, gave a bit of background on that, but it was all about sort of empowering us and talking about the role we were taking on and what that might look like. So yeah, just a real insight into the society and, you know, the challenges we may face. So you might not be able to get hold of someone, but that's okay. But if that continues, then you need to flag it. And then about getting them ongoing support if you sense that they might need it. So a couple of times I've dropped a line to Fiona to ask for a welfare support call because they seemingly have missed a path in terms of getting medical care or something. So I've kind of followed that through. So it's just about a lot of signposting. Things they may say may indicate something's not quite right, or just being there as a friend for them.
We have a couple of minutes left here. Maybe each of you could tell me briefly why volunteering is such a rewarding experience personally. So
do you want to go first, Michelle?
I can go first. So for me, I just find it massively humbling. So I know when I came off the call to my first couple, one to the lady who was a carer in particular, and I just thought, what looks like a bad day to me because the computer's not booted up or the system's crashed or something. She was just dealing with so much bigger stuff than that, but still did so with a smile, and we laughed and joked, and she was very sort of entertaining in some ways. And that was what kind of made me just feel very humbled. It literally just feels like such a special thing to be part of. And even the lady with dementia, she's a lovely little character. I believe she recognizes who I am now. I've phoned a couple of times, and she seems genuinely excited to tell me what's happened in her week. And it's just massively humbling and just so charming to be part of.
Yeah, I think it's just such a fantastic thing to be doing. You really get a sense of achievement, I think, with the companion calls role, that you are, making a difference to an individual. So I've volunteered quite a bit in the Alzheimer Society around our fundraising. Mm-hmm. So we do something called Memory Walk when we're allowed to have mass participation events. And I've helped at those events stewarding. And you see so many people who've come along because dementia has touched their lives. And it's a real privilege to feel that you're part of doing something that's so important, so fundamental in changing.
That is such a wonderful way to end this segment. You've been watching Leaders in Action. If you have a comment or a question about this series, you can reach out to us at Bill, that's BILL, at olderhood.com. And we look forward to chatting with you again soon. Take care, everyone.